Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're jumping straight into what is essentially a grim, dark fable. It's the ultimate journey from paralyzing doubt to triumphant self-mastery. We're going to explore exactly how you synthesize crushing nihilism with soaring ambition, conquering a terrifying antagonist known as the Dwarf, or the spirit of gravity.
We're starting right down in the mud, confronting the chilling words of this dwarf. This plunges us directly into a face-to-face confrontation with the crushing weight of profound cynicism. Listen to how incredibly intimate this attack is. The dwarf isn't just yelling at you from some far-off distance, he's whispering from within. It's a dramatic monologue between the climber, which represents you, me, and our highest ambitions, and the literal personification of our deepest, heaviest doubts.
So, I want you to reflect on this for a second. Have you ever felt the sheer physical burden of your own existence just anchoring you to the ground? You know that moment when you're trying to push forward, trying to climb your own personal mountain, and you get hit with this profound exhaustion that isn't just physical, it's existential. How on earth do you move forward when the very fabric of your reality seems specifically designed to pull you back down into the dirt?
Well, let's officially define our antagonist here. The spirit of gravity, manifesting as this grotesque dwarf, acts as an inescapable limitation. He is the absolute heavyweight, a creature of profound cynicism who sits squarely on the climber's shoulder. His entire purpose in life is to drag every elevated, optimistic thought right back down to the mud of reality. He embodies this cold, traditional rationality, the voice that constantly tells you, hey, be realistic, stop dreaming, you're literally nothing but cosmic dust.
And what's brilliant about this is that the entity isn't just some abstract, high-level philosophical idea. Oh no, this is a visceral, physical burden. It's that creeping fatigue in your muscles, the silent weight deep in your bones. The dwarf actively tries to make the climber physically surrender to the sheer, crushing weight of the upward struggle. It's that exact feeling of being tethered to the mud, just like a beast, while you're desperately trying to dream of higher things.
Now, this conflict really sets the stage for a Fichtean dialectic, a dramatic, fictional debate between the skeptic's heavy nihilism as our thesis and the optimistic seeker's drive for meaning as the antithesis. Think of it like a massive clash of worldviews. On one side, you have the dwarf, constantly laughing at the sheer futility of human effort. And on the other side, we have Zarathustra, the optimistic seeker who absolutely refuses to accept that our drive for purpose is meaningless.
Let's break down this debate a bit more. The skeptic just scoffs at the whole concept of progress, reducing all of human history and any grand, objective truth to mere cosmic dust. He looks at existence and sees nothing but a meaningless, repeating cycle. But the seeker, he passionately argues the exact opposite. He desperately tries to speak of breaking the very laws of existence, of moving toward linear progress and the overman, dreaming of these high, soaring eagles. The seeker wants to climb. The skeptic just wants to pull him back to earth.
So the crucial point we need to understand is how the dwarf totally subverts our normal understanding of time. He presents the concept of eternal recurrence not as progress, but as a suffocating circular trap. To the dwarf, the past, the present, and the future, they are all completely identical. Every single moment repeats forever. It's this ultimate grounding force that forces a brutal confrontation with the absolute futility of trying to escape the present moment. Because think about it, if time is just a circle, why bother climbing at all? Just listen to the chilling finality of the dwarf asserting this philosophy. He essentially tells the climber, look, you push upward, but every stone you throw must ultimately fall back to the earth by my command. He promises that you absolutely cannot outrun him because he is the gravity that births you. He represents the terrifying idea that every bit of effort you put into moving beyond your current heavy reality is just a completely futile gesture against the cyclical, repeating nature of time itself.
All right, let's move toward our synthesis and see how this all builds. We shift to a deeply horrifying visual metaphor from the source material, a terrifying vision of a black snake crawling into a shepherd's throat, while the dwarf just sits there watching with grim satisfaction. This snake symbolizes that exact suffocating realization we were just talking about, the eternal recurrence. It's the horrifying truth that your struggles might repeat forever and ever, threatening to completely destroy human will and hope, permanently anchoring humanity to the low, muddy earth.
But here's the crazy part. The shepherd doesn't choke. Instead of suffocating on this dark truth, he enacts this unbelievable radical act of defiance by biting off the serpent's head. This right here is the turning point of our fable. It proves that human courage actually can overcome the weight of the universe. He doesn't deny the snake, he attacks it. This triumphant act entirely defeats the dwarf's philosophy, proving we really can transform existential dread into triumphant ringing laughter.
Similarly, we return to the mountain path, where the dwarf is sitting right on top of a massive mountain boulder. This boulder is completely blocking the wanderer's path up the steep mountain of existence, and it perfectly embodies the heavy burden of past failures, physical limitations, and those dark, crushing doubts the dwarf is always whispering about the possibility of future success. It is the ultimate physical barrier, designed specifically to make the climber surrender.
But instead of retreating, the climber does something completely counterintuitive. He embraces the heavy truth. Much like the shepherd biting the snake, the climber doesn't turn away from the boulder. He accepts the struggle. And in doing so, he transforms the very barrier that was meant to hold him back into a necessary stepping stone for his ascent. It's all about transforming that heavy existential dread into triumphant laughter.
This entire process reveals the ultimate secret to forging your own personal purpose out of paralyzing doubt. First, you actually have to confront the inescapable, heavy weight of existence. You can't just ignore the dwarf. Second, you have to actively defy that creeping fatigue. You literally have to bite the serpent's head. And third, you transform the blocking boulder into your stepping stone. You see, the dwarf loses all of his power only when the soul embraces the struggle, finding immense strength in the exact weight that was originally designed to destroy them.
Ultimately, Zarathustra conquers the dwarf by completely flipping the script. He takes the dwarf's absolute greatest weapon, the eternal recurrence, and uses it not as a reason to despair, but as the ultimate tool for personal growth. By deeply embracing the heaviest truth, he finds true empowerment. He rises above the suffocating cyclical nature of existence, completely conquering that cold, traditional rationality through sheer courage and creativity. It is the perfect philosophical synthesis.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final, vital question to think about. As you forge your own personal purpose out there on the steep mountain of existence, what is your black snake? What is your boulder? What heavy truth must you boldly embrace today to transform your paralyzing doubt into the very stepping stone that elevates you?